Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and today I'm going to teach you how to temper chocolate. Tempered chocolate can be used for a variety of applications for anything from truffles and even elaborate showpieces. And you can temper any type of chocolate including white, milk, and dark chocolate variations. Today I'm going to be tempering dark chocolate, and here I have semi-sweet dark chocolate as well as bittersweet dark chocolate. The tools you'll need for this exercise include a sauce pot, a metal bowl, an infrared thermometer, an offset spatula, rubber spatula, a tabling tool, an immersion blender, and of course, the star of the show, chocolate. The most important thing to remember when you're tempering chocolate is to make sure it stays in the correct temperature range at all times. When working with white or milk chocolate, you want to bring the chocolate up to the temperature of 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, cool it down to 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and then bring it back up to the working temperature zone of 86 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. The working temperature zone, or WTZ for short, is an ideal range of temperatures that you want to keep your chocolate in as you're working with it. When working with dark chocolate, you want to bring it up to a temperature of 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, as before, cool it down to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you reheat it to a WTZ of 88 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Today I'll be showing you two methods of tempering, tabling and seeding. Let's get to it. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have your pot with water about halfway up or less, and let it come to a boil. As you can see, mine is already boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn off the heat, and I'm going to place my bowl with my semi-sweet chocolate right on top. It's important not to let the water in the pot touch your bowl, because both moisture and heat are both enemies to chocolate and can cause it to either seize up or even scorch. And that would prevent you from creating a good product. As you can see, my chocolate is already melting. So I'm going to go ahead and take my rubber spatula, and I'm going to start agitating the chocolate so that it melts entirely. And I'll be using my infrared thermometer to check the temperature. That way I can ensure that it's staying on track. Now that we have it at the right temperature, I'm going to go ahead and move the bowl, making sure to wipe down the bottom. No one likes a wet bottom. And bring it to my clean station. Okay, so the first method I'm showing you is tabling. You're going to take your chocolate and pour it out onto your clean, cool surface. Want to get all of it out of the bowl, as much as you can. And set this aside. You'll use your tabling tool and your offset spatula to spread it around, ensuring that it can cool down on the surface. And you want to make sure you're keeping your temperature in the zone. Remember, you're bringing it down to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, so you want to make sure you don't bring it too low so as to mess up the tempering process. Let's check again. Perfect. So now we'll bring our bowl back. And since we do need to reheat it, we're going to get our chocolate back into the bowl. Okay, let's head back to the stove. So this part's going to go a bit quick, so we want to make sure we're keeping track of the temperature every few seconds. We're only raising it about 2 to 4 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's very crucial we don't pass that temperature zone of 88 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep agitating it so that the heat spreads evenly. We're getting there. A little longer. Let's check it again. Okay, let's wipe our bottom and just do a double check. Perfect, 89 degrees. All right, so I have a mold here ready for my chocolate. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in. Today I'm using a Halloween themed mold. You can use just about any kind of mold. They have different festive ones, or even just everyday ones. Anything will do. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my offset spatula and just start spreading it out so it can fill evenly all of the mold. You can clean your spatula on the edge of your bowl. And when you're getting towards the end stages of it, you're going to want to lift your mold. Let's turn this around. Like so. And just to make things a little neater, we're going to just scrape it off right into the bowl. Now this chocolate that I'm getting back in the bowl can actually be reused. You can't really retemper it, but you can use it to create fillings for different truffles and maybe other applications that you might have an idea for. You can use it in ganache, pretty much anything that doesn't require tempered chocolate. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and let that set, and we'll move on to our seeding method. Alright, so when we're doing seeding, we start the process the same way with our pot of boiling water. Turn off the heat, and then allow the chocolate to start to melt. We're going to bring it up to 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, anywhere in that range, and then we'll do something different after that. Now that I have my temperature up to the range of 110 to 115, I'm going to go ahead and cool this down in a different way. Now with the seeding method, you cool it down using an immersion blender, as well as some raw chocolate that has not been melted that I cut up earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead, add in a little bit of that. Bring my spatula off to the side. And just begin blending in the chocolate. Now, some of you may be wondering, what would happen exactly if you bring the temperature of the chocolate up too high and it surpasses the working temperature zone? I'll go ahead and demonstrate that using this chocolate in just a bit. With the seeding method, both the temperature of the cool chocolate and the immersion blender helps to aerate it and bring the temperature down. Now that it's down to the right temperature, I'll reheat it again over the stove. So earlier I talked about the possibility of taking the temperature too high. I'm going to go ahead and do that so we can see the outcome. Okay, let's see. So our working temperature zone is usually 88 to 90 degrees. And let's go ahead and see where we're at right now. And I've brought it up to a whopping 102 degrees. That's a huge difference. Let's see how it affects it. Alright, so with this chocolate, I'm actually going to use a cornet, which is this cone right here. And I'm going to use the chocolate to make a few filigrees, which are basically like a little decoration you could put on top of a dessert, or as a little decoration on a plate when you plate a dessert. Could be used for a number of things. So I'm just filling up the cornet with some chocolate. Let's get a little more in there. That should be good. I'll put my chocolate aside. I have my cornet. I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the end. That way we have a tip to work with. A little more. And then I'll start piping. Alright, so we have both of our different tempered chocolates ready to go. So let's go ahead and compare, shall we? So for the first chocolate we did with the tabling method, I already unmolded all the chocolates, and you can see that it's pretty shiny, and that's a good indication of the fact that it's tempered correctly. Another good indication is a snap. It snaps beautifully. Alright, now let's go ahead and check out our other one where we brought the temperature up way too high. As you can see, it hasn't even set. Another indication of incorrectly tempered chocolate would be white streaks, also known as blooming, as well as the fact that it doesn't have the snap that our correctly tempered chocolate did. It would have more of a bend. Alright, so that concludes our tempering chocolate session. I hope you had a great time and that you learned something new. And I hope you get to go ahead and try this on your own and that you see great results. Thank you for watching and have a good day.